last is significant, do we still keep the model? We will, yes, that arch component will be there. How much ever we progress, it will be always there. Oh no, that is also not favoring us. Even then, arch 2. So arch component is as such not favoring us. Let us see. So the values are 247. It is keeping on increasing, right? So we shall try 1, 2 now. 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay. 247.81. And I think I have got, and log likelihood is minus 117. It remains the same, minus 117 point something, 90. Okay, RMSE, I think I have the RMSE value here. No. Okay. I was thinking if someone is posting that, I can quickly pick it up. Okay, 1.17. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. 1.1702. 1.1702. And what was 0.923? No, that may not be the MAPE value. It may be the previous value. 78.496. Thank you, ma'am. 78 point. It is only increasing as we increase AR component. So let us now not do 2 2. Can we do 1 2 first and then check how it is, whether we are seeing a fall there? So this is how it has to go. I slightly remember 1 2 is better. In that 1 and 2 for, yeah, what I wanted to say is that we can actually set it as a default regressor. If we are keeping on doing trial and error, we can set it as default. For this file, it will remain. So it is easy for us. This is a kind of error that many times you will get matrix not positive definite. Second is, the series is not converging. So these are all errors which says that we cannot perform a 2-1 model using this particular data. Okay, the data will not be supporting it. That's the meaning of it. So we can reduce it. Maybe R's 2 and 1, 2, 1 we did. So among them, which is best? 1, 0. But 1, 0 we cannot take. And 2, 2 also I doubt, it may not. It will only show an error. It is not. So higher orders of it, it's not handling because the series will not be catering to it. There are proper covariance computation that happens in between, which will not be possible when it comes to certain kind of data. In such cases, we will not be able to perform or we will not be able to go ahead with it. Now you can see that there is no possibility with which you can put it as 0 and then work. Okay, it will automatically take a value of 1. Even if you force it to 0 and try, you will see that there is a component of arch that comes in. There is always an arch and then only the Gar's value that comes in. Okay, so even if you want arch1 model, it definitely will be coming up with a value over there. Okay, so here are we getting any better model? It doesn't, it is not suitable, but we will have to compromise somewhere here. We will have to compromise now, and we will have to report that this is the best that we can obtain using this data if we are trying to model the volatility. One moment, 245.18. This is for series 1 1. This is alpha 1 and beta 1, and alpha 1 is not significant, which indicates it is actually external shocks that are keeping on taking the variation of the series rather than its own variance. The variance is not defining its volatility. Rather, it is the external positive or negative shocks that are taking the volatility ahead in this particular model. We can close it like that. We need to close it because beyond this particular term, it is not accepting at all. Now, if we can also check the various diagnostics which are available, so we need to decide the best fit model. Obviously, the best fit model now caters to this one. So we will say that even though it is not conducive for AR component, arch component, the GARS component of it is feasible for the series. Okay. Now, if you are trying to change the data and then work, that is also another way with which we generally work. instead of taking differencing, we may try log of the series and then get. I'll just complete this and then see some variance how it works. So there is no definite pattern, or there is nothing called best model or the unique model which is best fit for a series. That concept is not at all possible in econometrics. In the given situation, with certain limitations and restrictions, what works? We just list it and stop there. We will not be ever able to say this is the best model or this is how we need to proceed. What will be the interpretation that the data is not sufficient? No, we will not say the data is not sufficient. We will say, see, as I just now said, so that they said the best fit model should be best fit model seems to be GARS 1 1. We stop there, right? And then we will list that model with its given values. Yeah, this is one place where I can keep it. And then we will write it. Now, if we want, we can keep the sampling forecast and all that. Like we can set a range for it and perform with it. That is all possible. That also we can think of. Otherwise, now I will not go to this part of it. This we will avoid because by now we know how to set a range for it and then forecast. That is known to us. We will not go. Here is where we will have to check. Diagnostic test is what we have to see thoroughly. Okay. Now that we found the best values of AIC and also for what is it called, RM root mean square, we are finding it to be kind of okay. We are proceeding to stop at that point. Okay. Moreover, it is not, or else we will change the data. That we will do. I'll just close how to end this particular model if in case we are considering this one. I'll just close that. We have the very important condition is that the error terms should not have any more GARS in it, any more heteroscedasticity in it. That part is taken care of when the model is being estimated itself. Okay. See, the diagnostic test talks about non residual no see this, there are three conditions that we have to check. First one is normality of residuals, second one is no autocorrelation of residuals, and third one is no arch effect for the residuals. So the third one is done here. No arch, unconditional error variance, chi-square, and this fit. Got it? No arch is already done. The other two we will do. There is no arch effect. Is that, I hope it's clear. Okay, I'm not telling that's a perfect model. Maybe if we slightly modify the data, we might get a better model where AR is also significant. Probably AR is not significant. The variance is not that very strong in defining the next variance. That is the meaning of it. But external shocks or external factors, or we generally call it a shocks, they are what is leading the volatility of the model. That means external factors or other news apart from the variation in the series, the other news that are obtained from here and there, obtained like there is a possibility of increase in the price, or there is a possibility of more investment, more sales. Such kind of information is what is leading to the variations in it. Okay, mostly all of this goes with speculations. So obviously that could be the reason. Now in the same window, we have our normality of residuals also there. That is also kind of supporting. See, this would help us to say whether there is normality in our residuals. I'm pretty sure that we all know how to take and then write it, because we had been writing it from few days. Since past few days we had been writing similar things. So we get to know that there is no, there is normality in the series. So test for null hypothesis of normal distribution. The null hypothesis is that residuals are normally distributed, and its p-value is more than 0.05. Hence there is normality. And final one is to check the graphs. So these things we will, after copying, we can close them. Under graphs, we can check with either we go with this. This is not that very appealing. There seems to be kind of a seasonal pattern. Okay, or there is still autocorrelation. That is also one reason why the AR model may not be getting properly done here, because we did not capture the AR component of mean. Probably that is the reason. Okay, instead of OLS, if we had gone with AR component and then a GARS model, probably it would have worked well. Okay, we will do it in the next question. We shall take it up. Okay, so but then no autocorrelation is not satisfied. We can also test that no autocorrelation somewhere over here. No, only correlogram is there. Display graphs, save the residuals, and then no need. Yeah. So from the graphs of residual autocorrelogram is not favorable for us. Okay. So as such, we cannot say that this model is good or this is the best model. We need to report that two attributes are against. So we will have to redo. We will have to rethink about this series and then work. Okay. What I meant was instead of going with what do you call differencing, normally we also see that people might work with log of the selected series. The first option, select the variable and go for log. I'll just see. I'm not going to write anything of that kind. I'm just seeing if it will work. So we will just see the stationarity of the series, and mostly log series will be stationary. No, we will have to difference this also and work. Another problem with it is that it will not help us in modeling because there will be a lot of missing values over there. I will just give a try. Give me a moment. I'm just trying to. Oh, okay. It's not a stationary series. Add difference. Okay, now we'll take DLPAU and then try to work with it. That is log differenced data. Hopefully it might throw an error. This is working well, see. So this is how we need to be working on. So as such, the series had a trend. So once you take log of the series, you will see that the trend also log of the log of the series. Where is it? Log of the series when we plot, there is a time series plot. Trend isn't eliminated, but with this time series plot, it gets kind of stabilized. The trend at least we are able to remove after that. So this is how we will have to perform trial and error and then come up with a better model. So whatever we have done with the previous series, we can redo it once again. Instead of taking raw data, log differenced data, we can give a trial and proceed. We will take another series and perform. I shall share a file through chat because I want to see I want to show you how we import a file and then work with a new set of data instead of an inbuilt data. So let me try to get it. Chat in that. Oh, I don't have that option of sending a file. How come? Okay. Jahir sir, if I'm sending you right now a file, can you just post it to them? Could you please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You have the option, sir, through chat itself?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then like how Raju sir was telling, I think I did not do that. Give me a moment's time. Let me just stop share. I want another. I'll just stop share and just send the mail to whom should I send? To Jahir sir or whom shall I send? Or
to me, ma'am.
I think I have Raju sir's mail ID.
Okay. To Raju sir also.
Yeah,
no issue.
Yeah, because Jahid sir, I doubt whether I'll get your mail ID. Give me a moment. I'm so sorry. Yesterday we were able to share the file. That is why I was overconfident, thinking that it will work today also. I'm sorry for that. Yes, Raju sir, could you please check your mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is a modified version of this is what I have sent. This is NSE data, NSE index of recent, I think 5 years, 2016 March to till yesterday, I think. 2021 9, yes, till yesterday. This is a series which I've just taken afresh, and we know that it is adjusted close that we usually take. So what I have done is, in the file that I have shared, I have deleted all these. I have not kept all of them, only adjusted close, or adjusted close, I believe, and I have computed returns. Okay, and normally this Gretel will not take string variables. We will have to define the time. So what I did, I have just changed this series into serial numbers and I have posted. So as such speaking, the file that I have shared is not the same. It is nifty. Yeah, yes, this is what I have shared. Okay, so we will be. Sir, could you get it? Did you? Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So here, this series, I hope all have got. Could you please download and then let us import it into Gretel and then see how we can perform AR incorporated into a series, AR also. Now, many a times we find it's called a hybrid model or a combination of models, mean using AR and variance using ARS or GARS. Okay, so that is what is our objective. This one, let it be there. And let me try to import. Am I sharing the entire screen? No. New share my screen. Yes, it is. Okay. So here, let's see how to import the data. You might have done it in the first sessions. I am not sure. User file. And for me, it is inside my workshop. Can I explain how to import? I'm sure all of us are aware how to import a file, correct? Can I progress if I get any confirmation? Or else please stop me if you aren't able to. Please stop me. Okay. So in this, I'm going for Excel files. No, there is no Excel file. XLS files. Nifty XLS is there. Hope it will work. Opening a new data. Are all of you all with me, or am I alone here? There is a chat. What is it? Yes. What happened, Kashmira ma'am? Where are we all? Are you all catching up with me? So I'm at this stage where we are finding how to import a external series. So when I say okay, okay, that is not my file. Okay, I need to just figure out where I have kept my file. I think I've saved it in. It is in. Are all of you all able to import it, the Nifty file? Or is it throwing an error? You're able to import it? Yes. Oh, okay, great. Okay, have you also given it as a time series? Somehow I'm getting an error here. I don't know. Maybe because no, I had not kept it open. I have closed it. Let me close it. It is 16, it is 10th March onwards. Okay, so don't save. 10th March onwards is the date that I have to. One moment. Let me see why I have actually worked on it. Okay. And now I think I am able to. So when we proceed, the imported data have been interpreted as undated. Do you want? This is one point that we need to be careful. It is coming in as an undated series. So we have to give the date for it. So when we give yes, here comes the option to check if you want as a time series. Unless you pick it up as a time series, we will not be able to perform any of these time series analysis. So make sure we are checking on time series and then going forward. Okay, and when we check on time series, we will also have to decide, or we will also have to determine what was the type of the series. This was a daily data, hence I'm going with daily 5 days. It's a 5 working day series, and then forward. Now this is the first day when it was March 10th. So I'm changing the date 2016 and 3. And if we have a doubt regarding month and date, we can leave it. Okay, so I'll just proceed like that. It shows March 1st to 2020, 11/12. Okay, that's fine. And apply. Yes, now I have got my series imported. Didn't ask about days or starting. If it did not ask about it, that means gave no. Okay, but then, ma'am, Kashmira ma'am, can you check if any of the time series options are available for you? It may not be. If you haven't imported it as a time series, then it wouldn't. Can you just confirm that? It will not work unless you have imported it as a time series. Okay. So now closing price is not what we would said time series. Okay. Okay, if it's working well and good. Usually we will have to give the time index and then only it works. I'm wondering how it is. Okay, so let it be. Now, when we look at the closing price, we get the series to be highly fluctuating, lot of variance, and also trend upward as well as downward in between. And we know that we always try to work with only returns. Never we work with actual series. That is a normal practice in financial analysis, to only work with returns. Returns formula I had written a few minutes ago, yt minus 1 divided by yt. So the returns are log returns. If again here we are not able to capture, either we'll go for log returns or we modify it accordingly. So once we have imported the data, now the first step is to see whether it is stationary. So we found there is volatility. Clustering also we could find. So we will just check whether it is, where is it? Unit root test, whether it is stationary. Probably it is. So I'll give both. There was no trend as such. Missing values are encountered. So many times when we do returns, what happens is when the difference is 0 and 0 divided by a number may not work. No? So it will give us missing value, and if numerator is 0, like denominator will, it will not work at all. So what we do in such cases, come to sample and say drop observations with missing values. Drop observations with missing values. Don't make it as a permanent change, only for the series. So it says that it drops 6 observations. Let it be. We have 5 years daily data of 5 days each. So it is not a major loss. But when we take log and all, there will be plenty of missing observations. You will not even be able to do a correlogram in it. That is the problem when we go for log of the series. Hope it will work. So when we proceed, variable time, we are checking for stationarity of the series. We get to know that the series is stationary. I'll not write all that like earlier. Series is stationary because we are rejecting the null hypothesis of non-stationarity. So returns series is found to be stationary in itself. Okay, return series is found to be stationary. Is it at level? Yes, it is at level. It is at level. The series is stationary at level itself. Return series is stationary at level. Okay. Now, when we model it with an OLS, you will see, like earlier, that there is Garch effect. There is a average value of returns is 0.0006, and its test says that Arch test suggests that there is arc effect. So it is good that you try to model the volatility in the series. Fine. Till there it's perfect. But when we proceed to find, I think I'm all are able to catch up with me. Okay, because I would like to show the variance. That is why I'm trying to go a little fast. Apart from going with Garch for returns, it may have problems. It might throw errors. It's a perfect model that has come. Only problem is that, there is still Garch in it. Okay, yes, ma'am, I shall. I was trying to go fast, so ma'am asked me to repeat the steps. We've got a perfect model, all of it significant. We can check with the variance. The problem here is, the error variance still has got problems with it. Error variance is not heteroscedastic. Otherwise, it is fine. Here, residuals are supposed to be non heteroscedastic in nature. There should not be arch in it. No? So that is violated. Otherwise, the model seems to be fine. Which all steps would you want me to repeat, ma'am? Here, returns. After deciding on seeing that returns is stationary, we just checked OLS. So we saw there is arch effect. So we directly went for Garch modeling and we took returns and we did it like 1 1. Instead, if we want, we can try with 1 0 and see if there is any better solution. No, everywhere it shows that, error. So what does it mean is that still there is how to overcome. That's what. Yes. Missing value encounter. Oh, missing value you want me to repeat. Yeah. Missing value is, now I will not have missing value. Otherwise, it's from here. Drop observations in under sample menu, drop observations with missing values. Under the menu of sample, drop observations with missing values. How to overcome? Yeah, we'll see how to overcome. No assurance we will be able to completely overcome, but we'll be able to make it better. Returns or these kind of models are generally not like it. We read in the theory also that Garch may not be able to capture it. So what we'll do, instead of a simple model over, where is it? Simple model over there, we can go for Garch variance. We can try to go with Garch variance. In Garch variance, here the dependent variable is fixed, returns. We can change it, but then we are going with the same. Now, instead of Garch, we can select the other options, maybe eGarch, but we cannot do any improvement on it. We can try eGarch, we can try tGarch, we can try AP. That's all. Okay, don't go for Taylor, GJR, and NGarch and all. They are all very specific for specific situations. If I go with eGarch, again I can keep changing it. So you should be preparing your page ready where you are listing out all the values. Okay, that we have to keep ready. And when we click on OK, what does it say? It says a very perfect model. The mean model is here. Okay, and omega, alpha, gamma, beta. I'll share one page, one paper right away, which says all the models, how it has to be represented. I think in my paper also it is there. So this particular model is eGarch is defined like this: omega plus, see the first one, omega plus alpha, gamma, and beta. There are three terms which will be coming after that. Alpha, gamma, and beta will be appearing in this eGarch model. Now what we check, why is eGarch model incorporated? Because to check whether there is an exponential increase, whether there is a lag impact too much on this volatility also. To check that, we can proceed like this. And here we have the log likelihood value, we have AIC, we have BIC, and HQC. HQC is Hanquin IC itself, information criteria. Let's go with AIC, and these two lines are enough. This is our point of comparison. We will have to enlist it. We have to enlist it and then work. Okay. Now let me just see if you have understood. What we did now is we just checked for mean model. Mean model, we kept it as constant, is YT is equal to mean plus or mu plus ET, correct? And then we did an eGarch for its variations. Instead of this, there are many situations wherein there will be AR component in mean. Yesterday we did AR component in mean, right? So when if there is an AR component, if we feel that there is an AR component in mean, I'm just demonstrating it. I doubt whether there is an AR component. I seriously doubt. I don't think there is an AR component in it. One moment, I'll anyhow see the correlogram. Correlogram indicates seasonality actually, isn't it? That's what we saw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every 5th day, 6th day, there is a seasonality. This is a weekly data, kind of daily data, but week wise it is showing some kind of indication. So there is no AR1 component in it. Let me just give a, but when you add more variables to it, it will not work. Okay, now if I just go for a log difference, seasonal difference thing of it, no need, no, I'll not go to it, because if you explore it, it will only lead to confusion. What I wanted to show is, suppose, okay, let me see where we can use it. This is what we have done just now. Mean model is a constant and then we went to GARCH. Many a times you would have got an AR1 model. Many times we will get an AR1 model or AR2 model. We would have done it. After doing that AR1 model or AR2 model, if residuals have arch effect, what can we do? In this case, what we do is we will perform AR. In such case, what we will do is we will go for AR1 for mean as a combination with GARCH model, GARCH or eGARCH or whichever whichever is most suitable can be taken together. Okay, so this will be a combination. Sometimes some papers will call it as a hybrid model wherein there is both. Not necessary as such, there should be a mean model, only thing that is. So let's see how you can do that. Univariate, I'm again saying that it is not suitable for this particular data, but we are just seeing how to perform it if in case you come across a scenario where there is AR1 or AR2 model, and then we are. So here, model, univariate time series, GARCH variance. Let's go to GARCH only, but here we can increase the AR lag. See the mean regressor is a constant and one lag of AR. See this part alone, mean regressor. Then comes variance regressor. Okay, variance regressor is for arch, but mean we have to fix. So in the previous case, we didn't say there is an AR model. So when we proceed, we will get it this way. AR component is not strong. We saw AR component in the correlogram. We had seen AR1 is not there. That's why there isn't any significant star over there. But still, this is how we will write. In this case, how we will present the model, though not correct. Let me just show you how we will write the model will be. We will write YT is equal to 0.12384 plus 0.02496 y suffix t minus 1 plus epsilon or ET, and then comes the epsilon square model, ET square model, where E suffix T square model. It is variance model. Okay, so square is equal to all the terms constant. Constant is actually 0.1234525. That is why 2.5 into 10 power minus 6 plus 0.1125 into ET minus 1 square. ET minus 1 square. ET minus 1 square. I know it is a little tedious and not that very pleasing to write. Plus the variance part. Okay, 0.864 into sigma square, sigma t square, symbol sigma. Where is my sigma? Sigma term itself isn't there. Yeah, sigma insert sigma to show that it is variance. That is why I was particular that I need it. Sigma t minus 1 square. This is how we will be concluding it. So this is a combination of AR1 GARCH 11, but no assurance that it is AR1 GARCH 11. It could be some other model also. It can be so that we will have to keep changing. First we have to decide which is our AR model, and then we can proceed from its variance. We can proceed. But if we are only trying to check the volatility of the returns data, the problem here, is basically we are going with the return series. Returns will be very minimal. Average we saw previously when we worked also, it is somewhere 0.02. The quantity is very low, so it is fine to proceed with constant mean. That is what I meant is when we model univariate time series without all these variations, without changing it also, you get a similar value. You can see what is average. See, this mean is so very less, 0.0008. So the average is so less, it is not worth modeling it. That is why AR1 is not fitting in properly. Still, the coefficients are significant. So a GARCH model would be sufficient here. eGARCH even is not required. And the variance of arch itself, we can keep checking. AR and PQ component, we can keep changing and check out which one will be best suitable. So I think I'll better stop here. We don't have further time for starting off or explaining anything further. And one of the books that I would suggest is Say, Financial Analysis by Say is good. TSAY. That book explains also kind of little mathematical in nature. Obviously, all these books will have these equations. Without those equations and all those Greek and Latin letters coming in, it will not. None of the econometrics books will survive. So that is a part of it. But Say and Chris Brooks is also really good. Brooks by OO is also good but only thing this caters only to what is it called e-views. It doesn't work with what is it called Gretel. Generally it doesn't work well with Gretel. Okay, it works better with only e-views. E-views is also, you can get the crack trial version and then see how it is. Or Stata is also a very good option. Stata also the trial version with the, if suppose it's a small research time that you require, Stata somewhat is similar to SPSS and it works well. So that's all for the day. Vinoda ma'am, can we wind up?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah, dear participants, I would request you to share valuable feedback by unmuting your mic. Those are interested could share it. Yeah, dear participants, you could share your valuable feedback by unmuting your mic.
Yeah, good evening all.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm Usha, working as assistant professor in DITS plus ITW Mysore. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to thank the team of Kristu Jayanti for providing this platform to learn time series analysis. Since I'm the beginner, actually I was going through with the time series textbooks from past couple of weeks, but I was not able to understand much by seeing that one. Whenever I open the book, it is full of formulas and I am not from mathematics background. So, and yes, it is true, being a faculty, even I should understand, without basics or without teacher, it's very difficult to understand the concept. Now I can say this program helped to bridge the gap between like whatever we are looking for. When it comes to sessions, yes, all the sessions were very informative and helpful. Since the program was beautifully executed from your end, I think I'm able to understand the concept very well when compared to what I was reading from the textbook. And actually, yes, it gives me a framework for my further learning. I cannot say I have learned everything in these 7 days. Yes, but it gives the framework for my future learning. It was a wonderful program. And I must say, I think I was thinking whenever I ask doubts, very funny doubts I'm asking, or maybe very simple doubts, maybe how they will take, whether I'll get the answers. Really, it's a very good. All the resource persons are like very cooperative. They were clarifying all the doubts, whatever we used to ask. That's it from my end. And I look forward to more programs like this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Usha ma'am. Yeah, actually, Usha ma'am, you were a great source of motivation for us. In fact, ma'am used to always communicate. Few of them were actually kept the session lively. We sincerely thank those participants. I forgot a few names, but there were at least 7, 8 of them who constantly kept on interacting. Thank you so much for that. That was a great source of inspiration for us also to keep working.
No, ma'am, actually, like some 3 years before also I have attended the program in your college by coming there. But at that time, I just thought of taking this, what to say, econometric value, since it is completely different than SPSS and the other thing. Then at that time, I was not at all aware, like I was from zero knowledge. Then recently, I have enrolled for my research with this modeling volatility for exchange rate. When I started to read the textbook, I'm getting so much doubts. Then I was feeling, okay, being a faculty, if any students would have asked this kind of doubts, I don't know what was my reaction, but yes, you people are taken very positively and sportively and very patiently. You answered all my doubts, I think.
Thank you,
ma'am. Welcome, Nelson sir. Yeah, participants, any more guys?
Yeah, could I? Hello, I'm.
Yeah, ma'am. Please proceed, ma'am.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I'd really like to thank the Department of Economics, the Research Center, and the stats department for organizing this really wonderful program. Right from scratch, from the initial email to the brochure, to starting a WhatsApp group, to sharing all the resources. You all have been doing an excellent job. Okay. Also, both Dr. Michael and Dr. Jyoti have explained the concept so well and so patiently. And even when, I was a little hesitant about asking questions, so I did ask. It was really very sweet when you all responded so well. And, it's like you all have patiently taken us through, I think, matter in 7 days, which probably as students, we would have learned it in one semester. So I really appreciate that you're linked up theory with practice, that you actually walked us through, you walked us through the entire process of doing an econometric analysis, how to write a paper. You stopped whenever we asked for clarifications, okay? You took the effort actually to relate what is in books of theory, all those equations, with what you could do in practice using software. I had no idea there was some software like Gretel even available. So I'm really grateful to you for taking us through this. Personally, I'm actually very excited now about trying to experiment with this software myself. And what was really nice, and I think the student community would really appreciate this, is that when you actually go and read articles in journals, you find these tables which kept popping up. Now, every time we did this analysis, coefficient of this, AIC this, SIC that, you gave the interpretation. And that's what makes all the difference. Just throwing up figures is not important. It's how you interpret it, which really made, I think, a very big difference. So thank you very much. It was very well explained. You all were very patient with us. And if you're thinking of having future programs, I don't know if it's possible to have something with R. I believe R is some software which can be used very well. So, and of course, one last request is please share the recording so we can, once again, actually, work at it, listening to you one more time. So thank you very much.
Okay, sir, and one more thing I wanted to add. For this program, the timing what you people have selected, it is so appropriate.
Yes.
We should not forget that also, because since we are all like working in the colleges, if it was from morning or afternoon, we may not be able to attend the sessions continuously, or maybe sometimes we will spend time in preparing for our classes. But since the timing is after 5:30, and yes, though it is online class, we didn't feel like it is difficult to understand. It was a great experience.
Yes, I would also agree with Usha ma'am on that. That timing part was really excellent, because in the morning, all of us have lectures. It would have been really impossible to attend. So thank you so much for thinking of all these things.
Welcome, ma'am, both of you. Any more guys, participants? You could share your valuable, feedback with us.
Audible, sir?
Any more participants? You could share your feedback.
Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, audible.
I'm Tripura Sundari from Pondicherry, sir. I should what to say? Excellent program. Actually, FDP. Really, it was an FDP. That is what I should say. Really, the faculty, it was really developed so much, and lot of knowledge. And the resource person, when I saw the like the invitation, there were only 2 persons. I was thinking only 2 persons are there. Usually 5 days means 5 persons will be there. I had that doubt in my mind. What must be done? But from start, even Nelson sir or Jyoti madam, I don't know how you pick these resource persons. They are really resource persons. 2 excellent persons. The way they spoke, frankly speaking, I know little modeling, whatever madam said, but madam is extremely good. I should really thank you so much, madam. You are so soft, so simple English, and very neatly. You're so confident in whatever you spoke. I really loved it. Thank you so much, and your expression and what to say. You're so cheerful, ma'am. Just keep smiling. So nice to see you. And really, I loved the lectures, whatever you gave. These 5 days, actually spoken by the previous participant. The timing was too good. And what I felt is, it is a faculty development program. It developed my knowledge to a larger extent. It's not just for word I'm telling this. From the bottom of my heart, I'm telling, because I've already attended many FDPs. And being an online program, continuously the tempo, I should really thank you, ma'am. Starting at 5:30 till 7 o'clock, the tempo remains the same. And for each and every person whose message popped up, ma'am, she left and she's looking into the message and she's very ready to speak or give the clear the doubt. Like, and also, no, ma'am, you were ready to continue you didn't stop in between also. The continuation also was there. Wherever you stopped the lecture, immediately you picked up, you went on. So I was wondering, you're too good, ma'am. Thank you so much. The organizers, I should thank the organizers and each and every one over here. I should thank Vinoda, ma'am, because only after the, I should say, almost the registration was over, I came to know about this and I contacted ma'am, and ma'am was really thankful to give me one seat. And I thank ma'am in this moment. And I really enjoyed and really I gained my knowledge to a larger extent. How I was 5 days back and how I am today is extremely different, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I will take this to my students, ma'am. And I will thank them. I will speak about you over there also, because you're my guru now. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, organizers.
Yeah, welcome, ma'am. Okay, shall I proceed further, Jyoti ma'am? Yeah, thank you, dear participants, for your kind words, for your feedback. Now, any more participants? Jyoti ma'am, shall I proceed? Okay, ma'am. Yeah,
Hello.
now.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Prakash, sir, please. You're audible.
Yeah, it's really, I'm very grateful to Vinoda madam, Jyoti madam, and Michael sir. They were very lucid in their explanation. Though we are not experts, this we could connect to the subject now and then, and it really brushes up our mind and makes us to more. It motivates us to read more and be an expert in this. So it's really a wonderful session. Enjoyed, sir. Thank you for providing me such a good opportunity. In future also, you kindly let us know, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, sir, for your kind words. Thank you, participants, for your kind feedback. Now, I'd like to request Dr. Sivasubramaniam, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Christianity College, to propose formal vote of thanks. Over to Dr. Sivasubramaniam.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, good evening to all. True wisdom cannot be contained unless it is built upon a foundation of humility and gratitude. May I take this opportunity to express my words of gratitude to Dr. Justin Nelson Michael and Dr. Jyoti Manoj for finding time amidst their busy schedule to share their knowledge and enlighten us. Thank you, Dr. Justin sir and Dr. Jyoti ma'am. I would like to extend my words of gratitude to our respected principal, Reverend Father Dr. Augustine George, for consistently and constantly inspiring the Jain family towards the betterment through his unwavering support. Thank you, Father. I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Dr. Aloysius Edward, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management and Economics, for being the pillar of support and guidance in organizing this workshop. Thank you, sir. I would also like to thank Dr. Vinoda Devi, Dr. Raju, and Professor Zahir Mukhtar for their hard work and dedication in coordinating and successfully organizing this workshop. Thank you, teachers. Last but not the least, I would also like to extend my thanks to all the enthusiastic participants for making this 7-day workshop on econometrics for time series analysis a fruitful one. Once again, thank you all. I remain.
Yeah, thanks to you too, sir, Dr. Sivasubramaniam. Thank you very much. And dear participants, kindly turn on your video for capturing formal photograph. All of you will have to just need to enable your video. We will have to capture a formal photograph. Thank you. Now host could capture photographs.
I'm very happy to see the most enthusiastic participants. And me and Nelson sir, we thank the economics department for giving us an opportunity as well. Raju sir and Jahir sir especially, throughout you were there with us. Thank you so much teachers, and thanks to Vinoda ma'am also, who has taken all effort in organizing it. Thank you so much teachers.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, resource persons, for your, and the change sessions, both of you, Dr. Nelson.
So I could not actively involve in the past 3 days, but I know that. So usually Jyoti ma'am and I will be there. Yeah, so usually we'll be there, so I could not be there. So apologies for that. But thank you so much to the organizers from the economics department for giving us this opportunity. So Jyoti ma'am and I have a very good understanding in terms of how we go ahead. So we feel very comfortable and we feel very happy. In fact, we are joyously do what we are asked to do. And thank you so much. We had a very, though it was virtual, the participants were very interactive. We thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, we have shared the feedback, dear participants, through Google Forms. Kindly, fill it up, okay? And we need it, just to kindly go through it, and fill the required information. It is shared in the chat box. Just, kindly fill it up. Yeah, it can be shared in the, WhatsApp group also. Both the end you could, complete it. Yeah, Dr. Nelson, sir, shall we end the session, sir? Okay. All the best. Thank you, resource persons and the participants. Your host now could end the session. Thank you, all of you.